But they're both open.
My kids are 20, my youngest
should
kid is
just touch
22.
him.
You think I'd have to
Township?
You can go right to township.
All right, we're going right to the township meeting. There'll be no caucus meeting tonight or executive session. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to the public laws of 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Lacey Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and place of the meeting. Everyone, please rise and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You remember by now.
Second reading of ordinance 2016-02, authorizing the sale of block 2600, lot 4.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the sale of block 2600, lot 4 on the municipal tax map to Ground Swipers Rod and Gun Club, LLC, in accordance with the revisions of NJSA 48:12-13B and NJSA 48:12-13.2. This is a non-conforming lot which is on Lacey Road, west of the Garden State Parkway, being sold to the adjoining property owner for the fair market value of $5,000. Open the floor.
Being the second reading, I'll open this up to the floor.
Seeing none, I'll close the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion on the ordinance.
Motion?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes, yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes. First reading of ordinance 2016-03, providing for funding for the 2016 capital budget projects and equipment.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, providing for the acquisition of public works equipment and replacement of street and bulkheads and appropriating $261,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $247,950 in bonds and notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized in and by the Township of Lacey. This is for two items that we're moving forward with in the capital budget. One is the street and bulkheads, and we are doing Waikiki, Oahu, and Hilo Bay Drive, with an alternate being the south dock, and then the other thing is to finalize the purchase of the loader that we've been paying lease payments on since last year. Motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes. First reading of ordinance 2016-04, amending and supplementing chapter 73.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 73 of the Township Code of the Township of Lacey entitled Municipal Utilities Authority so as to amend Section 73-6 entitled Reimbursement for Expenses. Since the Township of Lacey created the Municipal Utilities Authority, anytime there's changes to their code in the code book, it has to be done by the governing body, not by the Municipal Utilities Authority.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes. First reading of ordinance 2016-05, amending and supplementing chapter 178.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 178 of the Township Code of the Township of Lacey entitled Fees so as to create Article 3. We do some municipal parking in the back for oversized vehicles that are township owned by the residents. You're not allowed to park them at your home, any vehicle that's over 19 feet. So we rent out space, and in order to be in compliance with our auditors, we need to put it on the books. So what happens is that they sign a yearly contract with us that's $250 per parking spot, and you get one vehicle there. And then we do have people who come in long over the road, truck drivers, who need a nightly spot, and we rent them out for $25 a night.
Move it. Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes. Resolution 2016-83, authorizing the cancellation of old outstanding checks.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the cancellation of old outstanding checks from the Lacey Township Municipal Court regular account. And we are canceling 3 checks. Total amount to be canceled is $11.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes. Resolution 2016-84, requesting permission for a dedication by rider.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, requesting approval of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to establish a dedication by rider for uniform fire safety penalty monies. This is in accordance with 52:27D-192 at SEC. This is with regards to when the state fire inspector comes in and they may fine a business for not being in compliance with their fire safety codes, and it's usually not the first time. They've gone back 3-4 times, given the business an opportunity to correct what is wrong. If they don't, they do get fined. The money comes back to the township to be dispersed to the fire companies for fire safety information for the public, like open houses and teaching kids about fire safety, so on and so forth. So it's gonna come in through the town, and then the fire companies can do their open houses and stuff like that and utilize those funds.
Motion, good.
Does any, are we able as a township to utilize any of that funding from fines for
No.
purchase?
No, it has to be solely
Education.
towards education. Yes, I asked that question when they told us they were sending us the check.
Do we get an account of how much goes into these firehouses? From the,
For the most part, fire inspections have not been in town for a few years, so we haven't seen anything.
They
Now
haven't
they're-
received anything in prior years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're here now doing 800 businesses, so
Wow.
you might see some money this
There's
year.
been no money that's come in prior years, because I asked for an accounting from the
Right.
state, and they haven't done any fines. So we set it up to funnel through us, and we'll funnel it to the fire companies. Because the problem is that we have 3 fire companies in town too, and they said, well, which one do we give it to? So I said, just send it to us and we'll disperse
okay,
it.
so it's gonna come through us? now?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Motion.
Move it.
Second,
Second?
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes, resolution 2016-85, authorizing the refund of deposit monies.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the refund of deposits held for the use of municipal facilities.
Move it.
Second?
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes, resolution 2016-86, authorizing the payment of township bills.
Move it.
Oh, resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $674,636.23. I forgot what I was doing there.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes, motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of February 11th, 2016.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve township meeting minutes of February 11th, 2016.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve membership in the Fork River Fire Company for Michael Buron.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have
Add-ons?
it.
All right, hang on.
What's wrong?
I have 2 resolutions.
No, I'm
that
adding
skip.
them
You're
on.
adding them on here?
They should have put
Okay.
them at the end, and she put them in between. She
Thank
didn't
you.
realize the order that I do this in when she typed it. First is Resolution 87. It's a resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, providing for a temporary capital budget in accordance with NJSA 5:30-4.4B. This is just that ordinance that we read in the beginning. This is just providing for the temporary capital for the public works equipment, which is the loader and the street end bulkheads.
Move
Motion?
it.
Do we have a motion?
Move it.
Oh, sorry, didn't hear it. Second?
Second.
Second?
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas.
Yes.
Next one is Resolution 88. It's a resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of the Emergency Management Agency Assistance Grant. This is for the fiscal year of July 1st of 2015 through June 30th of 16. We received additional grant funding again this year in the amount of $7,000, and there's a $7,000 match from the township, which we already do in salaries on emergency management.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kennas, and that's all I
Yes.
have to add on.
All right. Comments from the committee. Deputy Mayor Kuratolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of comments tonight, some good news for all of us in our township. I was fortunate enough to go to Mill Pond School last week for the Walk for a Cure, sponsored by the American Cancer Society. We're there with Mayor Carmen Amato and Council President John Bacchione. The extremely well-attended event, luminary ceremony, honored residents from Lacey Township, honored residents from Berkeley Township, as everybody knows, and as we're often reminded by our citizenry who come up to the microphone, that event will take place in May. If you haven't been to that event, and I know all of our families, virtually all of our families are touched by someone with cancer, a loved one, immediate family member, or ourselves. It is a wonderful event, raises money for research and awareness for all types of cancer. Highly recommend if you have an opportunity this May. Also in that regard, for public service, was able to meet and speak with Congressman Tom MacArthur. He was again in our area in Waretown, New Jersey last week. Let me say a couple words about Congressman MacArthur, let alone the fact that he's a congressman. He's extremely approachable. He serves his constituents. Lacey is one of those very, very well. He keeps in constant contact with officials on this elected body. His chief of staff, Frank Luna, has reached out to me today. He's available. He extremely accessible. He's been in Lacey several times, and he's an advocate really for our seniors, for another resident in our plant. So I want to thank him publicly, as I often do, because he's just, for lack of a better term, a stand-up guy, a good friend to Lacey Township. I see Mr. Moss in the audience. Mr. Moss is one of our veterans. I'm fortunate enough to be the liaison to the Veterans Commission this past Saturday, February 20th at 10 a.m. at the Elks, and I want to thank the Elks Lodge publicly for their largesse in letting the vets use that facility for their symposium. Veterans were there. We had membership there from veterans from around the state, other states, Philadelphia area, the VA, West Orange, Route 70 in Bricktown. Again, representation from Congressman MacArthur's office. It's a team like that that rallies around our veterans. Vet work. There's opportunities for veteran employment, PTSD, medical benefits, and from the people I talked to, they were very grateful. And I want to thank the Veterans Commission and Chairman Bernie Snyder, Mr. Moss, and again, the Elks Lodge. I just want to say a thank you to the Hurley family tonight. I conducted my first wedding tonight as deputy mayor, and it was a great honor. It was a first for me, and I was much appreciative of the opportunity to do that. I will close my comments tonight by saying happy birthday to our mayor, Stephen Kennis.
Oh,
Oh.
happy
I know
birthday.
that, Mr.
Thank you, Pete.
Should we sing? Should we sing happy birthday?
Thank you. Next comments. Committeeman McDonald.
Thank you, Mayor. I only have one thing to talk about. Last Friday, I had a long conversation with our recreation director, Jim, and it looks like we're going to be able to expand the recreation this summer for our residents and the adults and so forth like that, at least for the two of them that I know of, in basketball and tennis, and I'll have more for that in March, and we're hoping for a couple other things. But according to Jim, it shouldn't be a problem, and so in March I should have some big announcements as to expanding the use of our recreation department.
Thank you, Tim. Committeeman Giuliano.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to start off with our local historian that we just, I guess it was at a couple meetings ago when we put John Parker in. This Saturday, he'll be turning 80 years old. So that's an honor to have somebody that served for the town, and now we put him in that position of historian to honor him any way we can, even to drop him a line or whatever you can to him, because he's done a lot for Lacey Township. Second of all, I'd like to just remind people, the calendars that we get that's mailed to the house, a few people have asked me that they said they never got them. They didn't know when the trash pickup was, when we weren't. So they are sent out, and we have plenty of them here. Right? Am I right, Veronica? We have plenty of them that people can come and get if they need them. Just to remind you of when they're picked up, and the leaf pickup is starting in April, the first week of April, in case anybody needs to know that didn't get one of the calendars. I just attended the MUA meeting the other night, and as Committeeman McDonald mentioned, we were discussing the 5K race and different things that Jim said he's going to come together with for different programs, which is really good, because he has some good ideas, and I think we should really stand behind what he has to do, because he did mention your name,
Right.
that he spoke to you, and he has a lot of new ideas. Other than that, I don't have nothing else to say, Mayor, but I want to say one thing. Congratulations, I know you just turned 30 years old. How's that feel? Is that pretty good, Mr. Kennedy?
Thank you, Nick. Committeeman Quinn.
Very simple. Happy birthday to Mr. Parker, and to Mayor Kennis, happy birthday. Hope you have a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I'll be brief also. Route 9. been having a lot of problems on Route 9 with both the potholes and also we'll start with the potholes. I understand Mr. Moss took care of that today. Okay. He contacted the DOT, and the pothole crew is out there filling them, but we're going to try and get that overlaid sometime in the spring. And in addition to that, the number of accidents has increased dramatically since they improved that intersection, and both Chief Paparata and Senator Connors have been contacting the DOT also to try and, I guess, do something with the intersection or the lighting to sort of minimize the amount of accidents. In addition to that, I will be running the Elks 5K. I was just looking at my calendar on the March 19th.
Yes.
Yes, March 19th. I had the same problems last year. My baseball draft is also the same time, so I don't know what I'm going to do there.
Run faster, run faster.
Faster.
Last year, you looked like Forrest Gump. You never stopped and kept running.
That's it. I'll be doing the same thing again this year.
You did a great job, Steve.
Other than that, that's it for me.
Make a motion to close.
Open to the public?
I'm sorry.
So, yes, Mr. Moss.
I have two things I just thought about bringing up. First off, I'd like to remind the people
Name and address.
the
Name and address.
Even though we
Bill
know.
Moss, Biscayne Drive, Fort River Beach. That those that might get this on Channel 21, by Monday, those that are on the low income have to get their forms into the tax department here. Otherwise, they won't get the deduction for low income families on their property taxes if they have income is less than $10,000. Second thing, Mr. Mayor, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Third thing, the thing with the traffic light down there and the red arrow and the green arrow. I don't know if they're working on it at the DOT, but I do know that we
Yes, they
sent
are.
another letter. But the first time I came here, 23 weeks ago. So the DOT's been sitting on it for at least 23 weeks as of right now. It was
And they will
September
continue
24th.
until the investigative data is in.
Okay. Next thing I want to bring up is, this is a little off the track. I know you want to hear about what's happening in organizations in town. Well, as you know, I'm in the American Legion, and the American Legion usually just ran a statewide coloring contest for all the 4th and 5th graders in the state. We had a choice in this town. We're part of it. We had decided to give our kids in our school, we had 4 schools, the 4 4th grade schools, and one of them has 5th grade in it also. We picked our first place, second place, and third place winners. American Legion gave each kid, first kid got $100 for first place, plus a $10 gift certificate to McDonald's, $75 for second to the next, $50 to the next for third place. We had a first place winner in the Lenoka Harbor School. The second and third place winner was on the Forked River School down here. Now, the first place winner also is going to get a monetary award from the American Legion County. That from there, their poster goes to the state. And if they go to the state and win, they receive another monetary award, plus a medal from the American Legion, and that kid gets invited to the convention in Wildwood this summer. So that's one of the things the American Legion is doing this year. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moss. Anything else from the public?
Motion to close.
Second. All in favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Move it.
All in favor?
Aye.